recap on the system. There's about 54 moves in the system. Sick to death of teaching it. Will you remember all 54 moves? Probably not. I don't. I'm going to go over the main positions. The main positions your partner's going to be. The reactions that he makes. And let's see how we get on. So we talked about how just from a seated guard position, I want to snag this. I want the collar, Carl tossed back into a supine position. I threw my first shallow lasso and I waited until he tried to make a grip. Then I found the grip and I'm back on the collar and sleeve. So the first part of the mesocycle was I had my his elbow on the outside and my knee was on the outside, his arm was on the inside. So the first submission and the go-to was the triangle choke. I just lifted my hips, pulled on the wrist and got my hip behind his elbow. Then I shoot it straight into the triangle trap, control the head, get angle, and then I'm into the triangle. Okay. Card can close that down by grabbing the pants on this leg. So when I lifted my hips, there's just no way the triangle's not on. So from that position, we turned into that position. Yeah. Sometimes good players over here brought their elbow back to their hip and my knee still on the outside. So we talked about just a little bit of an off balance. I pushed on the shoulder and I was baiting Carl into actually taking a step with his leg, and then I hit the triangle again. Okay? Or sometimes what happens is I go to do that movement, but Carl doesn't take the step. He actually puts the weight on that leg. So then from there, I was bringing my foot back onto the hip and loading his weight onto me, and then just basically going for the overhead. Okay? Another thing from that position was maybe I couldn't get an open elbow, so he was continually tucking this. So we looked at how I could make the butterfly hook, and then from there, as I pushed, I brought my knee to the inside and made him put his hands on the mat. Does that make sense? Then he switched to the pants, and we come up, and then I started to attack the foot lock from that position. Again, I'm making sure that my toes are right underneath, and I can start to work that. We also looked at, you can just pass it over, get into the crab ride, take it from there, yeah. Other pathway with the matrix from that position. So I'm here, playing the game, couldn't get anything, so he made that hook and he switched to the pants, and we brought him forward. And now, from our position, when he got him down to the knee, and he was attacking that, Carl turned his knee down. So then he just basically chopped in. Like that. Taking it back again from that position, yeah? So, that was knee on the outside, knee on the inside. My favourite part of the system was a lot more leverage from there. So rather than keeping the knee on the outside, we went to the inside. And then we talked about moving our hip, which allowed us to really get the angle on that omoplata. Or knee on the inside, and I just basically shot straight into the triangle again. And again from that position, I'm getting angle, I can finish. That was knee on the inside. Then we looked at scenarios where Carl brought his elbow back to his body, and say I couldn't get my foot into his hip. So then we played the De La Riva variations of it, yeah? So again, we talked about from there, I could turn this into the knee shield and basically kick to put Carl down. Switch to grab the belt or the collar, I can even keep this grip. Carl wants to sit up, I put my foot on his chest, and from that position, we can start to work the Barambola, bringing him down. So again, we went back into our whole De La Riva sequence. Again, sometimes from that position, when I try to work the backwards sideways sweep, Carl stayed heavy, which meant I was coming back, foot on hip, and he just brought it forward again, and we worked the overhead. We also looked at different scenarios from the De La Riva if his leg was close. So up until now, we were here, playing the game. The Carl stepped forward and my foot was past. Yeah. So again, from that position now, I can bring that into like a knee shield position. And then we use that collar grip again and pull them back across. And we're just back into our whole theme again. So if Carl drops to the knee and they bring him down, we can start to work Delta X, bring him forward, put him down, and we're back to the passing positions. We looked at the mermaid from there as well. So by the time I played De La Riva, and we were here, Carl stepped past, so my leg was past his feet. So I could just basically open that and chop it in, and then I can bring him down. Put him down. And we're back into passing positions again. So that was with the De La Riva with the leg close. Then we looked at the whole sequence whereby I was playing a game and Carl put his left leg forward. So that was very similar. I could still hit the triangle, but I just need to make sure that I have to penetrate a little bit further. There was the triangle. Also the omoplata was available from that position as well. So maybe I did get my hips up and Carl's grabbing the pants. When I shot for the omoplata on that one, I used that foot on the bicep to basically turn. And right from there, I had the omoplata. That could turn into the sweep. If Carl steps over my body, let's look at that one. So I'm playing collar and sleeve. Carl puts his left leg forward. Okay. Again, he looked at lifting my hips. From there, he might be grabbing the pants, which means I can't triangle. So when I turn into the omoplata and I'm here, and he steps over, just look for sweep. And we're back into omoplata mount. Another sequence from there was when they were driving forward into the bar. They were being really heavy and tight. Yeah, so now if you've noticed, there's a lot of pressure on that, so I turned into my knee shield position. So we were in the far leg position, he was driving in, so again we talked about that foot could come down and just become a scissor sweep. We had transitions from there as well, especially when I was here and he drove in. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll turn that into the spider hook, and then from that position that foot can come down again and we have that heavy sweep. We also had the reverse De La Riva hook from there as well. So I'm playing, Carl switched to far side position. So we talked about maybe I couldn't keep him back with a knee shield. So my left foot came inside, and then we looked at basically inverting and coming out the back door again. From that position I can start working crab ride again. So that was far side. We looked at a couple of scenarios whereby from the lasso I could hit the omoplata in the triangle. So we're here, playing the game, maybe Carl brought his elbow back and there was nothing. So I could go back to that shallow lasso with the grip. And now Carl's thinking, well, there's no triangle from that position. But just basically me coming back in and shooting the leg can give me the omoplata again. Or here, he's brought the elbow back, came back into that position, couldn't get anything. So he just draped that off, and then he just shot straight into the triangle trap. Make sure when you're going for the triangle, guys, you need head control. If you have lost head control, you're not going to get it. And again, especially when they're standing, it's so much tighter because I can move underneath them. That's when he was not giving me that. Then we looked at a few scenarios for by Carl, and he's playing collar and sleeve, and he dropped the So from there again, the open elbow, I'm constantly looking for the triangle omoplata. So we talked about how I could basically sit up from this position, start butt scooping back. Omoplata's there, or the triangle's there as well. If Carl's really tight, and I'm playing the game and he's pulled, I can snap his head. Loop choke is also there. And the final position Carl could do in for the collar and sleeve. He's on his feet. And then he squats down again. So you notice now, a lot of stability there, but I'm still shoulder walking and setting up, and then I can use that to pull forward and move back into position again.
Okay, just do all that.
Quick overview, guys. You won't favour parts of that system. It's like that. Can you put on?